It's the largest city in the land of enchantment, nestled beneath the Sandia Mountains and home to a rich Native American history. The iconic American Highway,
this is the old Route 66,
runs directly through it. But for decades, Albuquerque, New Mexico has struggled with high crime, poverty, and drug use. Once vibrant parts of the town, now plagued by addiction and desperation. One particularly troubled area known as the war zone.
We definitely have our fair share of the unhoused.
Aaron Jones is a senior official with the Albuquerque Police Department and National Guard officer, although you wouldn't guess it by looking at his attire. He's been tasked with overseeing the city's National Guard deployment, requested earlier this year by the city's Democratic mayor. As we drove through the streets of Albuquerque, dozens of people in distress.
That's like the quintessential example for most of these folks.
Yeah, sure.
They've got some sort of life crisis that they experience, turns into a drug addiction, turns into living on the streets.
In the hours we spent with Jones, a new blueprint for how the National Guard in Albuquerque works alongside local police, not in place of them.
They know that the National Guard is not the police department. We are here in an assistance role.
It's a stark contrast to the scenes that have played out in Los Angeles, Washington, D.C., and Chicago, where President Trump has unilaterally ordered National Guard troops over the objections of the state's governors.
We said no fatigues, no military vehicles, no weapons, and no actual law enforcement.
Guard members in Albuquerque have body armor but patrol the city in polo shirts, without guns, and not carrying out any law enforcement duties.
Who wants to see people in fatigues running around a bus station in America? It just doesn't feel American.
Democrat Tim Keller was elected mayor of Albuquerque in 2017, determined to get a grip on the city's stubborn crime problems.
You put together addiction, access to drugs, fentanyl, and then you put together deep-rooted poverty challenges, and you get this mix that we've had for some time.
Earlier this year, Keller sat down with the state's Democratic Governor Michelle Lujan Grisham and the city's police chief, Harold Medina, to develop a plan unique to Albuquerque. While troops deployed in other states have come from all over the country, the Guard members on the streets of Albuquerque are locals.
They're Burqueños, as we say. The fact that they know our city and are from our city was also extremely important to their acceptance.
Staff Sergeant Roy Kane was out responding to a distress call as part of his deployment.
I got to see some things that I didn't know was going on. These are our neighbors. We live with them every day, whether I'm serving as National Guard or I'm just living here.
Chief Harold Medina has headed the Albuquerque Police Department since 2020 and oversaw a drop in crime in the early part of the year, but was worried about losing ground during the summer months when crime tends to spike. But when the request to deploy the National Guard was approved, police officers were freed up to focus on law enforcement duties.
The thought process with the National Guard was we would get the National Guard to take tasks that an officer wasn't needed for.
And that drop in crime persisted.
At that point in time, we were down about 30% in homicides, and we're going to finish the year off down 32% in homicides.
While the National Guard deployment is set to expire tomorrow, Mayor Keller and Chief Medina are open to continued use of the Guard.
When you work with your local police chief to roll out a program that is going to be accepted by the community, that is the difference between a city having riots for what kind of enforcement is occurring in their city and a city that is making progress and delivering results.
Our thanks to the Guard and the police.